This is the install video for the JV defensive lineman. What we're going to introduce for this next practice is front modifications. So you should know our base front, and you should know how to line up when the call is one of these: over, under, back, open, strong, weak, field, or boundary. And remember, when these are one of the calls, the anchor is always in a 6-tech. The nose is always in a 1-tech. The panther is always in a 5-tech. And who's our other guy? The tackle. He's always in a 3-tech. That's the defaults, right? But now we can modify these. So we have a bunch of words that change guys around from the base front. Okay, so you need to know this, that's the base, and then these words affect you from these. Okay, so let's take a look at these. The ones that are numbers, they affect the anchor. They tell the anchor to line up in a 5 technique or an anchor to line up in a 9 technique. These are the 2 numbers we're going to use today. So if you get one of those 2, okay, they affect you if you are the anchor. If you're somebody else, don't worry about it. They don't affect you. Next, we have these words, and these are all words that end in L. See how it's pill, till, pole, will, null, right? Every single one of these words affect alignment. Okay, so they affect alignment. The L is telling you that you're lining up differently. Okay, the O tells you to line up a gap out. I tells you to line up a gap in. And then the first letter tells you which player is being affected. That's what the first letter means. So if you just look at the word, you can translate it pretty quickly. Null is nose, outside, alignment. Pill is panther, inside, alignment. Till is tackle, inside alignment. Pole is panther, outside alignment, right? Tackle, inside alignment. Panther, outside. Yeah, you can't read this. My handwriting's not legible here, but you get the idea. Now, this last one, you have to know what this means. W is weak, inside alignment. Weak affects the panther and the nose. Okay, so anything where there's a W, it affects what we're going to call the weak side. Doesn't mean you're weak players, okay? But don't worry about it. So the weak, whenever I refer to the weak side, it's the nose and the panther I'm talking about. If I say the strong side, it's tackle and anchor. Okay, but we don't have any words for tackle for them at the moment. But we do have a W word. So for the W word, it's the panther and the nose inside alignment. Okay, so now that we know what those words mean, let's talk about how it affects your alignment. So the nose, you are usually in a 1 technique. When you get a null call, okay, the nose is going to widen into a 3 technique. Pill. So if you're the panther, you usually line up in a 5 technique. When you get a pill call, you're going to slide down. You're going to slide inside 1 gap. You're going to become a 3 technique. Okay. Although I will give you range here. You can be anywhere from a 3 technique to a 4I. 4I. So you're just going to be between the guard and the tackle. Okay. But for now, I'll just say a 3 technique. Here, we'll make it easy. 3 technique for now. I don't want you thinking too much. All right. Till means tackle in. Normally the tackle is in a 3 technique. So with a till call, the tackle is going to slide down into a 1 technique. Here we are for the panther again. Panther is normally a 5. When you get a pole call, it's going to slide the panther all the way out to a 9 technique. Finally, we have a will call. This affects both the nose and the panther. So the nose is going to go to a, he's going to go to, the nose is normally in a 1 technique. If we move him in, he moves to a 0 tech. So that's directly over the center, okay, a 0 technique in a will call. The panther slides in, so he slides in like he does in pill. So he slides down to a 3 technique. So first example is over null. Now, if we were in an over front, we would be lined up like this. I'm not going to explain this at all. The null call affects the nose. It will tell him to line up a gap outside. So it moves him to a 3 technique. There's over pole. The call here is under pill. Because it's double tight, we would have to wait for the Rit-Liz call. The Rit-Liz call should be a Liz here. So remember, in under fronts, we want the panther and the nose to go towards that side. So we'd be lined up like this. This is our under front. Now, because it's under pill, the panther is going to slide in 1 gap. So there you go. Here's under pill. Here the call is field, till, field, till. We're on the hash, so normally if we had a field, till call, this is how we would line up. We have a power call here. So the power call automatically moves the anchor in. And then the till call affects the tackle. Till moves the tackle from a 3 technique into a 1 technique. Here the call is back pole. Here's the running back. So normally this is how we would be lined up. The pole call affects the panther. It tells him to line up further outside, panther outside alignment. So the panther is going to switch from a 5 technique, which is a shade. Okay, that's a shade. From a 5 technique to a 9. So that widens you out. The next call is simply 9. Now, the 9 affects the anchor, but you'll notice we don't have the other word, like over, under, strong, weak, field, boundary. Whenever I do not provide any of those words, the default here is strong. Okay, so there's no strong call made here, but it's the default. So this is strong 9. Okay, this is strong 9. So when we come out, we got to wait for the RIP Liz call. You'll get a RIP call here. So this is how you would normally line up in strong RIP. Now we have a 9 call, and that affects the anchor, so that's going to move him outward. There you go. All right, the last call I'm going to go over with you in this video is ABBA. ABBA is a special case. It doesn't have like an I or an O or an L in it. It does have an A, so you might think it just affects the anchor. It affects the anchor, but ABBA affects everybody. So ABBA is just short for A, B, B, A, and it's referring to these gaps. So these are the A gap. These are the A gaps, and these are the B gaps. And ABBA just means we're filling those up. We're lining up in them. Okay, so let's look about how we line up here. There's no call to set the side, so this defaults to strong. I just told you this defaults to strong. So this is strong ABBA. If we were in strong, this is how we would be lined up. Now, though, it's strong ABBA, which means we're going to fill all the A and B gaps. So everybody slides in. Panther slides in the B gap. I guess the nose stays put because you're already in A gap, but the tackle slides in to A gap, and the anchor slides into B gap. Okay, that's strong ABBA.